Hey folks, it's me again, Shannon Fox here. Go to Patriots 2 channel. I've got two clips for you. One of them's a little bit of Laura Ingraham about the Pinocchios going on today. But first, I've got a little bit of old Joe Biden back in the day when he's telling the truth. So we've got some truths and some lies right off the top. Check it out, folks. This is good stuff. This is one of those things I'd call a nugget. Something I found from the past. Incriminates the man with the absolute truth right out of his own mouth. Check it out.
Nice to have you here as the youngest member of the Senate, the one, therefore, who may expect the longest career there. I wonder if you'd say to us, since it's clear that you're not corrupt and you got elected, why should people think that the system produces corrupt results when there you are?
Well, I'm not sure you should assume I'm not corrupt, but thank you for that, though. The system does produce corruption, and I think implicit in the system is corruption, when in fact, whether or not you can run for public office, and it costs a great deal of money to run for the United States Senate, even from a small state like Delaware, you have to go to those people who have money, and they always want something. Then, in fact, you're put in the position that you have to begin to wonder whether or not you prostitute the ideas that you have about government in order to get the money to begin to run. The fortunate thing is I didn't have many larger contributors, and the only reason, see, I went to the big guys for the money. I was ready to prostitute myself in the manner in which I talk about it, but what happened was they said, come back when you're 40, son.
And, well, wait, where does abortion fall? According to Pew, it's the 8th most important priority behind things like education, safety, and Supreme Court appointments. But you got to hand it to the Democrats, I think, that because as Republicans in leadership, they gripe about the quality of our candidates. Democrats, no matter how bad things look, no matter how dismal they are politically, they just put on a happy face.
We're happy. It feels good. Feels good. We had this sort of season of shame where Democrats were just so disappointed and frustrated with what's going on in D.C., dismayed by the Republicans. We've gone from disappointed to determined now because Biden is winning.
If he's not lying, he's delusional. For Biden to be winning, he would need to be improving the lives of the people he's supposed to be serving, the American people. But how are the American people feeling about things under Biden? Well, a majority is saying that America's best days are behind her. 74% say the country's on the wrong track. If that level of pessimism qualifies as winning, I'd hate to see what losing looks like under Biden. But when polls begin to tighten, as is already happening in Pennsylvania, I'm telling you, Democrats, prepare for this. They are going to look even more desperate, become even more desperate. Beyond abortion and their professed belief that Biden's agenda is actually popular, their other go-to lie is the smear of millions of their fellow Americans. The radical governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, doesn't want to debate Republicans on the issues. She only wants to demonize them.
We're fighting to bring government back to the people and out of the hands of dictators. And we're here to say that the era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong. You don't represent our values. You are not New Yorkers.
Not New Yorkers. Think about that for a moment. This from a woman who treats illegals as full-fledged citizens, but now tax-paying residents who disagree with her politically, they actually don't even have the right to live in this state. She actually believes that, by the way. But luckily for the GOP, there's a governor who knows how to flip the script on the true dictators.
We protected people's freedoms, jobs, businesses. We made sure kids could be in school, and we liberated 22 million Floridians from local mandates and restrictions. We protected them against vax mandates. I think the people that are dictatorial are the ones that want to lock you down.
Bingo. The same people who were fine with shuttering schools, devastating education and the mental health of our young people, fine with forcing police and nurses off the job for idiotic vaccine mandates, are now calling Republicans extreme.
Voters are excited to defeat these extreme Republicans who are running for Congress.
Do you feel like Republicans have sort of misread the landscape? Because, I mean, they're still talking about crime and inflation.
They are misreading the landscape, and Democrats are doing something that, Joy, that we don't always do well. which is we are defining the Republicans for their extremism.
You're getting the theme here? But you know what is extreme? Robbing children, especially disadvantaged children and minorities, of the opportunity to go to school, all because their parents refuse to get them a COVID shot they don't want and they don't need. That's dictatorial. And this is precisely what the venal and heartless mayor of D.C., where we are right tonight, Muriel Bowser, is mandating. Not only is she blocking any students who are unvaccinated from attending school, she won't even let them learn virtually because apparently you can get COVID from the Zoom. So for more than 40% of black students who are unvaccinated, no education for you. You want to talk about Jim Crow? That's Jim Crow. It's not just extreme, it's vindictive. And I bet she has a hate has no home here yard sign in front of her residence to boot. Rewarding the elites, fighting to kill the unborn, and the demonization of your fellow Americans, that is one hell of a national strategy. So I say, keep it up, Democrats. Keep telling yourself those lies.